Hello and welcome to the gojenn podcast, episode 106. Today is Sunday, April 30th, the last day of April. Tomorrow is the 1st of May. I'm all gearing up for a new term at the Harry Potter Knitting and Crochet House Cup. We get a month off. We have 3 months of class of the game or whatever. Then we have a month off. And that really helps me because at the end of those 3 months, sometimes I'm like, forget it. I'm not going to do that again. No way. But then we have break month and there's no Harry Potter or House Cup and I miss it so much. So then I'm really excited when it starts back up again. So it starts back up tomorrow. My dogs are in the backyard back there, if you see them. Again, the gojenn podcast. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it very much. Welcome to my subscribers. I appreciate you being here. And I think there may be a couple new faces. Bravo for you for being brave and checking out some crazy new podcast. So I hope you're going to enjoy it. It's mostly a crochet and knitting podcast, and then I throw in some planning and some camping and doggy love and whatever else. You can find me as gojenn, Gojenn, on Ravelry. Please friend me. And on Instagram, follow me. I'll follow you back. Unless you're a private page, and then I won't, but you know what I mean. So, if you think about it and you enjoy it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't ever miss a thrilling episode of the gojenn podcast. I need that guy who always did the wrestling Sunday. Now, okay, sorry. Let's see. Nothing much has happened since last week. I went to work. I came home. I went to work and came home. I went to work and came home. Yeah, I had a week of that. And I'm going to have a couple more. Well, I've got this coming week. And then the following week, we're going camping again. We're going close by again. So, to a place we haven't been. So far, we haven't gone to the same place twice. So, yay, that's really fun for us. We did have a ton of rain. I live in South Central Virginia, right on the North Carolina line, and it rained from last Saturday through this Wednesday, I think. Heavy rain, heavy rain. We had flooding, roads closed, schools closed, because roads were just impassable. So that has all straightened up. Now the world is green again. And that's my favorite thing about spring. That is my favorite thing about spring. The skies are blue. The world is green and the gray is gone until next winter. So yay, that makes me really happy. And plus the rain washed the pollen away so that things aren't yellow. That was good. Okay, let me see what I want to make sure that I talk to you about. Let's do some whips. I don't have any finished objects this week. I tried, but I didn't make it. And this is the closest to being a finished object. This is my corner to corner blanket that I'm using. Two cakes of Karen cakes in the fairy something colorway. And you'll see I have turned and I'm decreasing now. So this is my, the corner to corner. So that's getting shorter and shorter every time. I have to say I'm not really pleased with the Karen cake yarn. I have posted a couple pictures on Instagram, and I'm going to try to take still photos of these and put them at the end of the podcast a little slideshow, because it's hard for me. You can't see it, and I understand that. There have been at least one, if not two, knots in every skein of this that I've had. The Cairn cake in the fairy cake colorway, which I believe is beautiful. But you'll be going along in the blue, and then poof, there's a knot, and it's connected to the cream color with no segue into the new color at all. And man, I love the self striping, or the self, whatever this is, you know what I'm saying. The slow color changes in this. I love it. I do. But I'm not happy with the way it's made. I'm not happy with the knots. I understand you're going to have knots, but they should be between, it should be blue, and then, oh, here's some more blue. Does that make sense? So anyway. So that will be finished this week. Promise? I hate to promise things, because then I really have to do it. So I'm going to promise. That gives me a goal to work towards, and that is my only project that is really close to being completed anyway. Because here is my, oops, sorry, bug. Here is my sock, number 1 on this second pair. And by the way, I am using this DPN holder. Love it. I highly recommend it. I think it's great. And yay. So where was I last week? Right here, where this piece of yarn comes through the sock. So I've gotten a lot done, and this is basically 4 days of lunchtime knitting, because that's when I tried to work on this, because it's the most portable. I love it. This is the Patton's Croy sock, 4-ply. This is going to be for my sister. I'm just going to make the tube, and then I'm going to put in a true afterthought heel. That's the plan. That's where you secure your stitches, and then you cut it in between them. I've watched the video. I mean, of course I can do it. My daughter doesn't think I can. She's kind of concerned. But anyway, I'm really pleased with this. It's just knit. Okay, for those of you who remember my first sock months ago, like before Thanksgiving, I had holes everywhere in it where I was doing mystery yarn overs or something, or I wasn't making my stitches completely. None. I had a drop stitch that I had to fix. That's right here, and I fixed it incorrectly, but still. These are a much better pair of socks. Well, this is a much better sock. I'm enjoying them. I love the color changes. I love the self-striping yarn. It is so cool. Which blanket do you want to see next? Okay, the 10 stitch it is. I get a lot of comments from you that you like this 10 stitch Tunisian crochet. And if you like it, but you're a knitter, and so you're thinking, oh, I can't make that. There's a 10 stitch knitted blanket. There's a 10 stitch regular crochet. And I just love this 10 stitch Tunisian. I love the regularity of the stitches. I don't know where I was last time. I don't think this got that much love, because I was really trying to finish that corner to corner. But anyway, I did this orange. And see, that's really out. That's not a color I would ever use. It's too bright. It's orange. and then this blue. Isn't it beautiful? And don't worry if you can't see it. I am planning on taking a still photo. I like to have a photograph to put on my project page. Like this is where it was at the end of May or April, excuse me. I'm trying to get ahead of myself and get through. I know I haven't I haven't woven in my ends. Bad me. Guess what I did yesterday? You'll be so proud. You guys will be more proud than anybody I know. I went through my stash and organized it all, and I was able to go from 4 bins down to 3, and that may not sound like a lot to you, but I've known or wanted for like the past year. I want to eventually be able to travel in our camper for months, years. At the time, I don't know. We want to travel. I want to see the United States. I'd love to go to Canada. If I felt safe enough, I'd like to go through Mexico. You know, that's the kind of thing I like to do. And we love traveling, and I love the motorhome. So anyway, I can't take 4 bins of yarn with me. I could if I took, like, you know, 1 t-shirt and a pair of shorts and a pair of jeans. And a couple pairs of underwear. Socks. And, but I've got to get my stash down. And one of the problems I have with that is I have one stash that's all acrylic. It's all this. This is my just a acrylic 12 by 12 squares. It has 11 squares now. So I'm planning on, I don't know, it's not very wide. It's not even my wingspan wide yet. So I want to put another square on this end. And I don't know, it might be maybe 4 squares by 5 squares is what I'm thinking. I'm in no rush to finish it. I'm just adding the squares as I go. I love it. But stash, yay, I remembered where I was instead of just forgetting. I have my acrylic stash that's just balls of mainly Vanna's Choice scraps from projects that I've made, because I've made a lot of blankets. And I don't think I'm going to make blankets out of expensive hand-dyed yarn. That's for somebody else to do, not me. Plus, I want them to be able to throw them in the washing machine. If a baby wants to sleep with it and then do whatever babies do on blankets, and then you can just wash it. You don't have to, it's not gonna, I don't want it to be a precious thing. I've given away lots of baby blankets, and I always tell people, please use them. Don't put it up in a closet and say, oh, this was the blanket that was made for you specially. No, 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 no. Get it down, let them use it. Excuse me, I sneezed a couple times. But I want them to be able to use it, wash it, throw it in the washing machine. That's what I want. So anyway, I have one bin that is just acrylic, and it is mostly Lion Brand Vanna's Choice, because this is not the softest yarn, but it is about the softest acrylic, 100% acrylic that I have found. It's good quality. I've never had a problem with it. And so I have one bin that is mostly all Vanna's Choice. There's some Karen Simply Soft in there, and then maybe some leftovers from other projects that I bought acrylics specifically for. Then I have a bin of cotton, and it's mostly all dishcloth cotton. because if you can't do anything else, you can crochet a washcloth. When your brain is completely flatlined, you can make a washcloth. And so I have a lot of cotton. Okay, so I have my acrylic, my cotton, and my very good stuff, or the yarn that I've purchased for a specific pattern. I have one sleeveless top that I want to make. Well, it's short sleeve top that I want to make, and I've got the yarn for that. So, but that's where my other hand dyed is, where my scraps of Malabrigo from projects, because even if it's a scrap, it's still Malabrigo. So, just, Bella, do you want to come and say hi? Do you want to say hi? Come here. Come here. And she looks at me like, lady, I don't even want to come there. Never mind. She sends her love. And then I have a bin that is my handmade garments. So that doesn't really need to be in a bin, really. But that's where I'm keeping it for now. So I have the good to better quality wool skeins in one bin, the acrylic in one bin, and the cotton in one bin. And so I went through all of that yesterday, and I sweated. I did. I perspired. I did. Actually worked. But I was so glad when I got it done, because as long as I was moving bins, I might as well get the vacuum out and vacuum under and around everything. So I was really super glad to get that done, and it's been on my to-do list forever. I also had a blanket that I made for a coworker's granddaughter, and she had given that, okay, here I'm ashamed to say this, and you'll lose all respect for me if you had any to begin with. She gave it to me before Christmas because it had some places that needed to be fixed. Before Christmas, today's April 30th, I fixed it yesterday. I have no excuse, none. I don't like to mend, so whatever, bad me, but I finally got it done. It was on my first list in my bullet journal of 2017, and it's been on practically every one ever since. So now that sucker is off the list. Yay me. So anyway, those are my whips. I am planning I'm planning a new project in May that I have the pattern and the yarn all chosen for. I'm going to make the Lost in Time shawl. It's really cute. It's on Ravelry. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, which always makes me really happy with it. And it comes in practically every language. So I am excited. I'm going to start that in May because I did want to be able to count it for Harry Potter just in case I'm able to finish it. It doesn't look that difficult, but it does look like I'm going to have to pay attention to the pattern every row. So that's that'll be coming, and I'll hope to have some on that to show you next week. Okay, so what am I planning for May? I have already set up my April pages. I mean my May pages. I'm sorry. I know better. You know better. You know that I don't know what day it is unless I have it written down. I envy the people who do. Okay. And last week, I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the right page, but I had watercolored this at our last campsite. Sorry. And so I have used this page, and I just love the watercolor. Isn't it just, doesn't that page just, makes me so excited. And then I have, after that, I have a few pages of journaling. Journal, 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 journal. And this is May. Yay, purple! May is going to be purple. And so I've got my calendar. And then I've changed my tracker. You know, I've been doing this now for, what, 2 years? The bullet journal, or a year and a half, something like that. And I change my setup every month. And weeklies I change from week to week. I just love it. So anyway, I have my tracker across the top. Then I'm going to keep a list. I like to keep a list of crafts. Here's going to be my Harry Potter projects. And a wish list. This is something I've wanted to add, because should I come up with some extra money, I want to get something that I wanted, instead of going, oh man, what was it I was going to get? It was something, and it was really cool, but I've forgotten. So, I am doing that. What I'm tracking, my mood, did I journal, did I craft, did I budget, which means to me, did I look at the budget, did I review it, did I make sure I'm on track, did I take my vitamins, did I, on a work night, do I turn my lights out on time, was it a no-spend day, did I post to YouTube, Instagram, and my blog, and that makes me happy. Now for crafting down here, I have been keeping up with that in the month of April. I am sweating out here now. It's hot. But in the month of April, I had, I think, 3 separate places that I was keeping up with crafting. And that was just ridiculous. So I'm going to keep it here on my tracker page, because I do track every day. I'll go back and show you April's. And then this is my weekly spread for this week coming up. I do like these boxes down here that I've been doing. And they're not so much tracking as making me happy. You know, I did one last week. And it's good for me to see. Because when I would go to pick up a crochet project or whatever, I would say, well, now, this one hasn't gotten any love at all this week, so I need to work on it. And so that would help me decide. And plus, I don't know if you can be a planner if you don't enjoy checking off boxes. One of my most favorite things. There is my tracker for the month of April. So you see, I mean, I'm really good about keeping that. I have journaled every day for the month of April, and that's something that I can see by looking at this. I crafted all but 2 days so far. So I think I talked before, I've seen someone say, you know, what's the purpose of the tracker if you're not evaluating it and that kind of thing. To me, if I have a tracker and it has a box that says, did you take your vitamin today? I'll get up and go take my vitamin right then, just so I can check off that box. If I have the box that says, did you craft today? I will pick up something and work at least one row or round or whatever, so I can check off that box. So this is not so much tracking for me as it is making sure that I do what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? And that I turn my lights off at 11, because that's a rule, and I'm doing a whole lot better. On a work night, if I turn the lights, if I have my box to check, did you turn the lights off at 11? Yes. That makes me put the book down or stop crafting, so that I can check the box. That's what it's all about. So, I do have a DIY project that I'm hoping to do. I watch Joanne Del Basso. I'm not positive that's how you pronounce it, but that's how it looks like you pronounce it. She has a YouTube channel, and she does stuff like dollar store hauls and a lot of different DIYs. And she has one where you make a traveler's notebook cover out of a dollar store placemat. Let that sink in. Because if you're like me, you have been to Etsy and you've looked at all of the traveler notebook covers that are $35 and up dollars. And you go, man, I wish I had one of them. But I have purchased my placemat. I need to get some elastics, and I am going to be moving into an A5 size, which is, for those of us in America, like a regular sheet of typing paper or copy paper, folded in half, is A5 size. So I'm going to be moving into that from my little pocket traveler's notebook in June. So I'm looking forward to that. But I don't want to buy a $35 cover for my traveler's notebook, so we'll see. And so if I do that DIY, I will try to film it for you and show you how it goes. I mean, it's cheap. It's a dollar store placemat, some Mod Podge. That's about it. And then you do the elastics to hold the notebooks inside. So let's hope I can do that. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. That way you get a message when a new episode comes out, which is practically every Sunday, along with occasionally there'll be extra stuff in there. So enjoy May. Whee! A new month, new excitement, new Harry Potter classes. And until I see you next time, I wish you lots and lots of love and laughter.